Tom Homan is the Trump border czar. He used to work for Barack Obama. Tom, great to have you back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
The 14th Amendment says that if you were born in the U.S., you are an American if you're born on U.S. soil. That became law after the Civil War to make sure that slaves, former slaves, could become American citizens. How big a problem is what's happening right now?
Well, first of all, I think it's up to debate, and we'll let the Supreme Court make the decision. That's why President Trump wants to address birthright citizenship. Number one, it's a magnet to illegal immigration, and number two, we're giving citizenship to millions of foreigners who can come back to this country and vote and do other things in this country. So look, a birthright citizenship needs to be addressed, and Supreme Court needs to make a hardcore decision on that.
Tom,
also, we are well aware of
Go ahead.
Also, birthright tourism is a problem we've had for a long time, but we got President Trump in the White House now, and I know HSI, Homeland Security Investigation, a division of ICE, is increasing the investigations of birth tourism because it is illegal.
Yeah.
The North Mariana Islands, not only is a birth tourism problem with Chinese with a visa waiver program coming in North Mariana Islands, it's a huge national security threat because the military installation we're expanding there, they got a bird's eye view of all that. So yeah, I actually talked to Mark Wayne Mullen about this. Mark Wayne Mullen is all over it. He's reviewing it, and we're hoping there's going to be changes real soon.
Yeah, just quickly. So, you work for Barack Obama. He famously gave you that award for doing such a good job leading deportations. Tom, you deported more people under Barack Obama than any president in modern history. We don't know what it was like, in the 1830s, but we think it's the highest numbers in history. Why would Barack do something like that in 2009, open the doors to Chinese nationals doing this?
Well, first of all, President Trump, his first year back in office this year, we actually deported a lot more people than Barack Obama did in a single year. But by the time Trump administration done with 4 years, it'll be another historic record. But look, under Barack Obama, the year he gave me an award for distinguished service, we deported 409,000 people. Since Trump's been in the White House, we've deported over 800,000 people. So, we're breaking records now, but you're exactly right. I get awarded this high award from President Obama for deporting illegal aliens. Now I'm called a Nazi and a racist because I'm doing the same thing for President Trump. But guess what? Call me what you want. It's mass deportations are going to continue, and we're going to keep deporting as many people as we can, with a focus, of course, on public safety threats and national security. That's, however, let me put a fault to the side. Everybody's on the table, and we're arresting a lot of non-criminals. We're arresting fugitives. We're arresting those who violated visas. So we're enforcing immigration law without apology, and we're going to continue to do that.
I'll skip the soundbite, but this entire industry in Saipan, we were looking into it today. It's tough because a lot of the websites are in Chinese. $45,000, they'll fly you there, provide housing, a villa, transportation, medical care, food, cocktails for the fathers, and the parents can stay as long as they need medical care, have the baby, and then a flight back to China. So this has gone way beyond what anyone, I think, intended to happen. I don't know what Barack Obama was thinking. Let me ask you about deportations, because the numbers have gone down since Alex Preddy and Renee Good. Donald Trump, NBC News poll came out yesterday, got a 44% approval rating on immigration. What do you think is happening here, Tom? So Trump gets elected, 78 million Americans give him a mandate, 2024. One of the top issues was immigration, closing the border and deporting illegals. Now it feels like post-Alex Preddy, post-Renee Good, the public has got like cold feet. Why do you think that is?
Well, President Trump hasn't got cold feet. We're still deporting people. And
not Tom, not Donald Trump. The American people. It seems like because the legacy media and the way they covered, what was going on in the state of Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like the American people are turned off by the tactics that are just, look, deporting people can be messy sometimes.
Well, the media's lying to them. There's only a couple of networks that you can trust to tell the truth about immigration enforcement. I mean, again, I just talked to Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen and said, we got to get the data out there more regularly. We need to be transparent in who we're arresting and why we're arresting them and who they are, right? How many are criminals, how many non-criminals. But the media, they turned a lot of public against the deportation policy because it shows, they say, well, ICE is separating families. ICE is raiding schools. ICE is raiding hospitals. ICE is raiding, churches, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
And I met with members of Congress just 2 weeks ago, and I said, you can't name one time, where we went into an elementary school, we went into a church, or we went into a hospital. The only ones that violated the sanctity of a church was Don Lemon and his group. We've never done operations here, but when the false media reports this, it turns the American people against us.
Just a quick one. I've only got about 30 seconds, Tom. Deportation numbers are down. Pre-Alex Pretty, Renee Good, we were at about 8,000 a week. Now we are just above 5,000 a week. Kristi Noem's gone. Greg Bovino is gone. Did the media and the Democrats win in the state of Minnesota? Are those numbers going to come back up?
Of course the numbers are going to come back. We started 10,000 more agents. But, the sound is that, Minnesota, I see people say we surrendered. No, we didn't. We took over 4,000 people off the streets of that state, most of them criminals. Number two, we walked away with cooperation from just about every county jail in that state, in the state prison system, which means this. It's safer for the officers, it's safer for the community when we can arrest a public safety threat and the safety and security of the jail. So rather than sending a dozen people to go look for somebody, a public safety threat in the city of Minnesota, now we got one agent arresting one illegal alien in a county jail. What does that mean?
Okay.
That releases 11 other people to look for more people.
Tom, keep up the good work. We'll have you back soon. Good to see you. Thank you. Tom Homan.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.